Hey guys, Pete here. As you can see on the table, we do have a review for you, but not of knives. Today we're reviewing the Scorch Torch Triple Flame Butane Lighter, and not a clone, but basically just a reskinned, rebodied version of that by Joban Smoking Set. They're both excellent lighters. As I said, they are triple flame butane lighters, so they put out a lot of heat very quickly. They're meant to be cigar lighters. Show you that real quick. They are jet lighters. What that means is that as opposed to your normal butane flame that you'd get with a 99-cent lighter, there's a device called the Venturi in there, which pumps more air into that air-fuel mixture and basically creates a higher temperature flame. This has 3 of those. It's got 3 gas nozzles. It puts out a lot of heat very quickly, and because of that, burns through gas kind of quickly, but it will light anything you need it to. I'm going to preface this by saying I don't smoke cigarettes, I don't smoke cigars, so I've never had to use these as such, and I've never tested them as such, but I've seen plenty of reviews on them before I bought them, and they obviously work just fine for lighting a cigar. They both come with cigar punches, which is very nice. Again, I don't use them for that, but I imagine they work just fine, and I've seen plenty of reviews of them working just fine. Functionality is very simple. You pull back, it opens the top simultaneously, releasing the gas. Once you get to about 70%, it lights it for you. You'll hear a little click. There's an piezoelectric igniter in there. Sparks across, ignites the gas. Works pretty much every time. These are somewhat wind resistant because of just the pressure of the gas behind it and the way this collar comes up above the level of the flame. Oh, see? This one's actually running a little low on gas, but that I haven't used it in about 3 years because I use this one primarily, but as you can see, the flame is tucked in there pretty nicely, so it does hold up fairly well in a windy environment, but it's not, perfect. It will blow out if it's breezy enough. It will blow out if you blow on it, so keep that in mind. It's not, immune to wind, but they both work great for what they're designed to. They have a little slot down here for you to put your lanyard in if you so choose. I don't, because I don't put lanyards on anything, but it's nice to have the option as always. Down here at the bottom, you've got the fill port. There we go. That little brass nozzle in there is where you'd put your butane. Around it is a collar that adjusts the length, the height of the flames, how much heat you're going to be generating, basically. And, just a simple little flathead screwdriver to the left or to the right to adjust that. That screw is a body screw. You'd only want to do that if you're trying to take the whole thing apart, which I do not recommend you do, because you'll probably have some troubles putting it back together again. Never tried, but don't recommend you do it unless you absolutely have to. Overall, they're excellent lighters. They do pretty much anything you ask them to do, and then some. So I'm going to get into this a little bit now as to why I carry them if I don't smoke. Well, on the one hand, yeah, for the occasional thing that I need to light on fire, whether it's a candle, incense, a campfire, anything like that. So it's useful, absolutely, for those things, but they're obviously not everyday things. Now, my job, occasionally I'll have to light, a butane torch or like a welding torch or something. Or a propane burner on, a pot of water or something like that, or a grill. So it's useful to have. But obviously that's not an everyday kind of occurrence. I'm a tinkerer, however. I build, I make, I construct things, I tear things apart, and I have a use for high temperature manipulation at times, and I don't have a heat gun. So I have a 3D printer at home, and that filament is going to melt at higher temperatures, and it can be useful to have a high temperature heat source to make small adjustment to 3D prints. So for me, I have a semi-regular use for this. In addition to that, I've used this as an emergency soldering iron. Just, splice the 2 wires together, put a little chunk of solder on top, and hit it with a blast of this for a couple of seconds. This will get hot enough to melt pennies, so it'll melt nickel and even the copper. This will, it'll melt the copper as well. And this will also get steel red hot pretty darn quickly, depending on the thickness and the grade of steel. So these things are really outputting a lot of heat, so you can do a lot more with them than you'd be able to with your 99-cent gas station Bic lighter. Do you need that much heat? Do you need that much, output? No, not necessarily. But for someone like me, it's very nice to have something that's a little overkill that can definitely get done whatever job I'm trying to get done. Like I said, they do burn through gas a little bit quickly, and there is no fuel indicator anywhere on the body. I won't say a lot, but some models of these jet lighters do have a little tank on the side or a little window that you can see into the tank, and that's definitely a nice feature. That being said, I can understand why they didn't. Stylistically, it just wouldn't look very nice. So just to keep the unibody design, it looks pretty good this way. I'm not going to complain. However, it would be nice to have an indication other than just, hey, my flame is sputtering. But that being said, works just fine for what it is. So that's my quick little review of the Scorch lighter, the Scorch torch lighter, and the Joban branded version of it. I will have links in the description to this guy, definitely, as far as Amazon. And if I can find this guy, I will put a link down in the description as well. At cursory glance, I wasn't able to find this particular brand, but if I happen to come across it in the future, I'll throw a link in the description for you guys. Both excellent lighters, they work just fine. They come with this little carrying pouch. As you can see about the scuff marks, I don't use it, but so be it. Thanks again for watching, guys. As always, keep your edge sharp and your mind sharper, and I'll see you next time.